Hi guys, it's Arian from Life is Crafted here, and I wanted to shoot this video to go through the list pages that are part of the whole Life is Crafted range. So these really are life enhancing lists and planning tools that come either with the full starter pack, or you can buy this package by themselves. The ones I'm going to show you are the A5 sized ones today, and I'm going to go through each of the lists, and this really is where you can gather a whole bunch of information and store it there, as well as having lists that are really going to help you, reflect on life, build confidence, remind you of accomplishments, and they're really great things to look at when you've got to do something that's, a little challenging. So without further ado, and a little bit of adjustment of the camera, I'll show you the details. Okay, so the first page in the pack, and this page comes with most of the packs. The reason being, I just think it's such a powerful tool to have on hand. So what it is, it's the goal summary. And in the middle of the page there, you can see my intention for the year. And then you've got a few blank lines around it. Now, this is a great page to have in the very, very front of your planner, because it's something that you'll be able to look at every day. And why is that important? To set an intention for the year, it's good to be reminded of it, because when we get busy in our everyday lives, having that daily reminder can really help you refocus and remind yourself what you're trying to work on. So, for example, my intention for 2012 was to really get into the heart of things. And that meant to stop faffing around a little bit, stop over planning, and start actually taking action and getting to the heart of different projects, ideas, and life in general. So generally I would put that intention, so you might craft an intention for yourself for 2013, or whatever year you might be buying this, and put it right there in the middle, maybe in a darker colored pen so it really stands out. Then the areas around that is spaces to write different goals you might be working on. So later on I'll show you the goal planner that I've got, but this is basically a summary of all your different goals and your intention for the year, so you can see it on a regular basis. All right, page number 1. The planning and list pages are 23 individual pages, and what's really great is that you can print out as many of them as you need to, so you can just keep restocking it. It's a gift that keeps on giving. Then the next page we've got is the master to-do list. Now, I've spoken a little bit about this in different videos, and the master to-do list is really a place, you could call it a dumping ground, for all the different ideas, to-dos, activities, tasks, etc. that you need to do at some stage, but don't necessarily fit into the weekly or monthly goals that you're doing. What I like to do is print out a whole bunch of these pages and have them quite near the front of my diary, and I'll be doing a setup video to show the sort of detailed setup that I have. And once again, it's kind of categorizing your to-do list. So there's different columns here, and you've got a place for headings. So for example, since I've got several pages of them, I would have one as finance, for example. So I just put a title of finance up the top there. And I just don't know whether the lighting's okay, guys. I hope you can see it okay. Master to-do list. Yeah, so the whole title of this page might be finances. And then, in this column, you might have something to do with the tasks you need to do around savings. And then in this column, it could have to do with accounting stuff. Finance is not such the great thing. Okay, let me give you another example. Okay, for Life is Crafted, I might have a page for Life is Crafted, and these could be all the categorized to-dos that I need to do at some stage, but might not necessarily fit into my week. So, I might have a column for videos to shoot. I might have a column for blog posts to write. I might have a column for photos to take. Might have another column for marketing or people to contact in relation to it. So it's just a really great thing to have a few pages of these printed out and then categorize your to-dos. And then don't forget to refer back to them on a semi-regular basis. So you might have some sort of review system where you look back over it for on a weekly or a monthly or a quarterly basis. So that's the master to-do list. The next page, which I'm really excited about, is the goal planning page. So if you have a goal, this is where you can start to craft it. And it goes through a series of questions and sort of checklists to ensure that you're writing the goal in a way that's as achievable as possible and just breaking it down bit by bit. So just to go through, we've got today's date, the start date for when you're aiming to start working on this goal, the end date, and then the date achieved. And then it's nice to have a record of this for later. Then you've got a space where you can write your goal, and it's really good to write it as in present tense, as if you've already achieved it. It's a bit of a trick to help the brain focus and believe that you're getting it done. And then, of course, we've heard about like SMART goals, right? So I've just got a little checklist here where is the goal specific, measurable, attainable, reaching. So reaching, I mean by sort of inspirational, you know, you do have to sort of grow a little bit to get there, and then time framed. So a really great goal, you know, if it's, for example, weight related, would be to go something like this, because I'm going off the top of my head, guys. I'm so happy and grateful. It's the 1st of January 2014, and I'm at my goal weight of 65 kilos. Don't know what that is in pounds or whatever, or stones, guys, sorry, 65 kilos. And I'm feeling so healthy, fit, with boundless energy, and it's an amazing feeling. So, you know, just something emotional like that, something reaching, something inspiring, something inspirational. Then you go down to the different boxes, and this is really to look at potential challenges, resources, accountability that you need to think about or put in place to help you achieve this goal. And then down the bottom here, your possible action steps that you can take. So it's a bit of a brainstorming thing, right? So that's the goal planning sheet. Then you have the project planning sheet. I love these two. And it's just basically an idea of if you're working on a project, you could even make that goal a project. So some of those steps you might have brainstormed, you put onto here then, and you've got the project name up the top, you've got columns then, where you're prioritizing things, you've got the date that a particular task needs to be done, and then you've got the task, and of course you've got the wonderful, wonderful boxes where you can check them off. So yeah, step-by-step goal planning. Once again, have a few of those around, and another really great thing to keep as a record. Now, those who know me know I love routines, or the idea of routines. So this is a bit of a routine overview page where every sort of box has a different time frame. So you've got everything from daily, weekly, fortnightly, monthly, 6 weeks, 2 months, all the way up to yearly, and then sort of ad hoc. So these are all tasks, activities, things you might do on a regular basis, and it's nice to have a bit of a reminder of what your routines are. And then, of course, going back to them on a regular basis to see when you need to schedule them into your weekly plan. So daily, for example, it might be, you know, drinking 6 glasses of water, having a fresh juice, clearing out the inbox so that there's no outstanding emails, and so on. A weekly thing might be, you know, planning the next week, writing a week in review. A yearly thing might be doctor's checkup. 6 weeks might be hairdressing appointment. So anything that you kind of do on a regular basis that you just want to be reminded of, this is a really great way to keep it all in one place. And obviously refer to and use. Then I've got a daily and weekly routine template here. So what it is, I've got daily written down one side, and then you've got the days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, etc. to Sunday, and then sectioned off into mornings, afternoons, and evenings. So this is something that you could do for yourself and go, okay, what's a typical week for me? What are regular activities that I need to do? And what's the approximate days and parts of days that I need to do them in? So for example, if you're blogging, you might regularly put some time aside on the Tuesday morning to write the first draft of a post. So you pop that into that column. On your daily routine, once again, just a checklist, you might start off, exercise in the morning, dog walk in the afternoon, and so on. So you probably have things all over the place here, but it just helps to give you a little bit of structure to the day, and I love it. Then we go on into more of the list part. So here we've got a wonderful gratitude list, because it's great to be grateful about things. You attract more of it into your life, and you just have a generally more positive outlook, I found anyway. Use as many or as few of these as you want. Then we've got life highlights. Now, don't we fly through life often at a speed that is lightning-like? And we often then just forget the details that happen. Even if you look back at the last year, can you remember the highlights? You might be able to remember one or two. What are those mini highlights that, without actually spending time on reflection and looking back, do we lose sight of? And what a shame to lose sight of them. So here's a page to help you keep track of those little and big things that were highlights. Up to you what they look like. You could put them in dot point form, you could write a little story about them, or you could just put one on each line. Totally up to you. But wouldn't that be an amazing thing to flip back to when you're perhaps not feeling so good, or just spending some time reminiscing? And on the same token, this one here is the life lessons. You know those aha moments that you get sometimes and you're like, oh, I've heard that said before, but I never really got it. And now I do. This is a really nice place where you can keep those. Then we've got the I did it list. So, I did it is a list of accomplishments that you have done throughout your life. Sometimes it can be a little bit hard to start the ball rolling, but if you go back to almost day dot, when you perhaps started to learn to walk, started to learn to talk, start with those sort of broader, easier ones. Then start looking at promotions you got at work, a goal you might have reached, an accomplishment you got at school, a reward you got, an award. So really, it's a list of accomplishments, big or small, that you have done. Once again, nobody needs to see this. This can be totally up for your eyes only. But reading through it when you've got a big project to tackle or something where you're not feeling quite confident about, it's a really good reference. Next one. Okay, this is the lift up list. What's that, do you say? Well, the lift up list is 2 activities here, once again to note down for yourself. One is pick me up activities. So, pick me up activities. What can you do for yourself when you're feeling a bit bleh, a bit yucky, a bit horrible, a bit down, a bit blue, a bit out of sorts? You know those feelings. What activities could you do that would help you pick yourself up? Is it blasting a certain song? Is it going for a walk? Is it going to the gym? Is it calling a girlfriend? Is it playing with your dog? List down the activities that you know generally will help you feel a little bit better. Might not solve all your problems, but might make you feel better in the moment. Then on the bottom part is my support network. Now, I think it's also really nice to have on hand a list of people that you can call for support when you need to. And I've just put down a couple of notes there, like, who can you call to go when you just need to go out to have fun? Who can you call when you need to make a serious career decision? Who can you call when you're feeling a bit blue? Who can you call that you know will just make you feel better about yourself? You might have a few different people that you want to put down on that list, but I just think it's nice to have it in one place. Okay, more listies. Wish list. You know, all those awesome things that you want to buy for yourself, but you feel a bit guilty about doing it sometimes. Yeah, note it down here. And then when you need to either reward yourself for a job well done, or your partner or your family ask you what you want for your birthday, this is where you can refer to, instead of going, yeah, there's stuff I wanted, but I can't remember what it was. Here it is. And in the same vein, the gift list. You know, when you go through the shops or online and you see something that would really suit that person, and then when that person's birthday comes up, you can't remember what it is, this is the place to put that. Okay, then we've got my people. I've got like a large range of friends, and by range, you know, it's people who are sort of unassociated with each other, and, you know, different groups, different places. I don't, maybe it sounds a bit weird, but I like to have a, you know, I'm a list person. I like to make lists. So this is a list of my people. Nobody's on there at the moment. And then we've got the Go Local list. Now, it's those activities, cafes, restaurants, places that you want to go in your sort of local area or your town or your city. And you know those afternoons where you're like, I've got some free time, what could I do? And you end up sitting on the couch watching TV. No, don't do that. Maybe you could just refer to this list and do one of the activities. Good idea, huh? And then places, that's more sort of internationally. So, you know, you want to go see the pyramids in Giza, Egypt. Do you want to go and to the Guggenheim Museum? Those sorts of things. Then you've got the lovely music. So when people recommend to you bands, albums, songs, note it down there and then go and download them legally. Books. So books to read, authors to read, make a note there, and then you can tick them off when you've read them. Ooh, so it becomes a I read list as well. Films and shows, so same thing, TV shows you've heard about, movies you want to see. I still haven't seen Godfather. Can't read backwards. Websites, same token. And then one of my absolute favorites is the bucket list. I think a nicer term for it is like the life list, or 101 things I want to do in my fabulous life. So here's a bit of a template. If you find it hard to get started, think about what you want to be, what you want to have, where you want to go, what you want to feel, things like that. Just get started. Or Google bucket lists and get some ideas. You can steal other people's, but one caveat. Do things that you want to do. Put things on the list that you actually want to do. You know, everybody's like, oh, I want to run a marathon. I want to climb Mount Everest. Do you really? Do you really want to do it? If you don't really want to do it, don't put it on there. And if you do want to do it, put it on there, find a way to do it, tick it off. Woohoo! And then, because we're all individuals, we all have our own ideas, we all have our own set of lists that we want to keep, I'm giving you a nice blanky one. Blank! Anything you want. Wines to drink. Crafts to craft. Animals to own. Anything you want. So that is the lists and planning package of the Life is Crafted planning package. So if you buy the starter kit, those beautiful amount of pages come with it. And if you just want to buy the planning and package kit, that's what you get. So, which one's your favorite? This one's my favorite. Goal summaries, intention of the year. Have it at the front. Look at it every day. Any questions? Any requests for other lists to go on the list when I develop the next range? Let me know. But I hope you really enjoy them, and they're pretty and they're useful, and you get out of them what you put into them. So I recommend whatever list you have, whatever stuff that you have in your planner, use it and then see the rewards. Thanks guys, bye. Turn it off.